Hi guys, my name is Rachel and I am here on behalf of Techbloke.com showing you how to use Canva to create your beautiful ebook completely for free. So what you're going to do to start off with is go to www.canva.com. If you haven't used this before, it's going to ask you to sign in either with your Facebook account, your Google account, or just to simply create a Canva account. It's completely free, it's very easy, and as soon as you've done that, it'll take you to this homepage here. You will not see this stuff down here. This is just stuff that I've created using Canva. But what you will see up here is these preset layouts that we can start with. For the purpose of the tutorial, we're going to go to More, and that's going to bring up a whole bunch more of those preset layouts that we can use. Now they do have an ebook option here. However, for our ebook today, we're going to be using the A4 option. We like to do that simply because if you decide to print or your clients decide to print your ebook, it's going to obviously fit nicely on an A4 piece of paper, whereas this one's a little bit skinnier and a little bit taller, so it won't fit as nicely. So what we do is just click on that there, and then that'll bring up this new web page here. Once that's loaded, you'll see your blank canvas right in the middle there, and over to the left a whole bunch of preset layouts that we can start with. Over here, up the top, we're going to change the title to My Ebook and click Done. All that means is that when you do download it, that's the file name that it will save as. Obviously you can change that later, but it's just easier if you put that in now. So to begin with, we're going to go through these preset layouts. Now these are really handy simply because they're already designed by graphic designers, meaning that they already look really nice, and it's going to be a lot less work for you if you're not a graphic designer to use something that someone's already designed. Now you will see that some of them do have in the bottom right hand corner a $sign, and all that means is that they do contain paid content. Now Canva does contain paid content, but you by all means do not have to use it. There are a whole bunch of free ones as well. So down in the bottom right hand corner there you will see free. So we're going to go down and find a free one to use. So if we keep going down, that one there, we'll click that. And as soon as we click it, it'll bring it up just as it is over on our canvas. Now, we don't really want our ebook to be called Title Rise, so we're going to just backspace that and type in My Ebook. Now, Canva gives you a lot of options with your design elements. So you can choose to change the color, you can choose to change the font, and you can also change a whole bunch of the text over here from bold to not bold, uppercase or lowercase, and you can also align it to the left or the right or keep it in the middle. Another really cool handy option that they have is to change the text spacing. So you can spread out those letters all the way, or you can keep them really close together. We're going to keep ours just in the middle there, and you can also, if you have multiple lines, show you there, you can change the line spacing like that just by dragging those sliders. So we're just going to keep ours nice and simple like that. You can also change the size down here if you would like, or you can simply type in a size that you want and hit enter. Each text line has its own box, so I'm going to go in and put my name in here. And I'm also going to change that one to white. Now I don't really want this Live in the Dream here, so simply just select it and go over here to the trash bin and click delete, and that'll just get rid of it completely. Now if you want to change the background, which I would assume you do unless you're writing an ebook about boats, you can go down here and simply click delete. Now that'll bring up in the background a little photo holder. And in that photo holder you can either drag another image. If we go up here to photos, you can drag another image onto that, and it will already it'll fit it nicely into that background for you. If you do not want to use that photo holder, you can simply just click delete down here. Now it looks like the text has disappeared because it is white, but it is still there. It's just that the background's got back to white, so don't freak out if that happens. What you can do is also come over here to the background tab, and that's going to bring up a whole bunch of free backgrounds that you can use. There are a whole bunch of colors, there's some patterns in there, and of course you can use this color wheel over here to pick your own color or to change the color of the pattern. You can also use that slider to make it lighter or darker. But I think I want to use one of my own photos as the background. So I'm going to go to uploads here, and then I'm just going to go in and select a nice picture. Now that'll bring up a image and it'll drop it right in the middle in front of everything. Now that's obviously not what we want, so to move it around you just simply click and drag, and then you can also resize it using the corners. There you go. And then we're going to go in and change the text back to black, like that. You can also change half the text to a different color if you would like. And then once you've chosen your background and you've positioned it as you'd like, you can also go down here and change some filters. So there are a couple of preset filters that you can use, some of which are nice, some of which aren't, and you can also change the intensity of them as well. If you do just select a normal one, you can also change the brightness and the contrast on those. So I quite liked how that black and white one looked. If I can find it. Beautiful. And a good thing to do when you are making an ebook is to include your logo throughout the book, just in case someone who hasn't heard of you, who isn't familiar with you, still knows that this is by you, you made it, and it will redirect them to your brand or your website. A good idea as well, if you're downloading your ebook as a PDF file at the end, which most people will be, is you can also make a link in Canva. So I'm going to select my logo there, and I'm going to go down to link here, and that'll just bring up a bar, and I can type in the URL there and just hit enter, and then that'll bring up that little highlighted link symbol there. Once that's done, obviously it's not a link right now because I still want to be able to move it around without opening a new web page, but when you do download it as a PDF, that will function as a link. Of course, when you are finished, it's a good idea to just double check that they are all working, but I haven't had any issues with that so far. And then once we've completed our first page down here, you can go to add new page. Now that will automatically keep the background of the last image, so you can see that it's just automatically transferred that image of the mountains onto the second page. Now of course you can choose to delete that, but if you want to keep it, you can also do that. Up here I'm just going to click this button here to go back, or you can also hit the Control-Z button on your keyboard to undo any mistakes or if you change your mind. So I'm going to keep the mountains in this image because I do want to have a sense of continuity between my images and all the pages of my ebook here. So what I'm going to do is click on it, however, and go down to transparency. Now I'm going to turn down the transparency to make it a lot less impacting. I'm going to make it sort of fade out and so that I can easily put some text over the top. Now I'm going to go to text over here, and it will have these preset sort of add heading, subheading, and body text. Again, same sort of deal with the preset layout that we were looking at before. You can also change the font, the size, and the color. So once you've found something that works for you, we can go in and change that. And you can reposition it to where you want it. Or alternatively, you can use one of these preset sort of text designs that they have down here. Now I'm going to make a contents page, so I don't need anything too flashy. So I might just use this one here. Now most of these are free. And again, I can change the color on this one to what I need it to be. Go down to black for both sections, simply because there are the lines that I can change the color for, as well as the text. So I'm going to go in here and write contents. Now I don't really like that text. I'm going to go to something a little bit easier, and I'm going to put that in uppercase. Cool. And then I might use this as my contents list. I'm going to go first page can be contents, and then second page I might put an introduction. Third page is how to use Canva. Now that will automatically adjust, as you saw, to the width of your text. However, if you do want to change it, you can just squish it down or slide it around like that. So my ebook's only going to have 3 pages because that's nice and easy. And then again, I want to put my logo down here. So I'm going to go to uploads over here. And I'm going to go and find my logo. I'm going to put that down the bottom, resize it in a second, but if you need to upload your own logo, you can click up here to upload your own images, and that'll just bring up a file browser and you can just find your little logo there. Or alternatively, you can import from Facebook using this button here. But for now, we're just going to stick with this. Might make it a little bit smaller. Cool. Now I don't want to have to go through that process of redesigning all over again. So what I can do is press this button here, the 2 little rectangles, and that will copy this page. So that will create a third page with exactly the same layout and text. However, we don't want the same page twice, obviously. So I'm going to just go in and change the title. And that makes it nice and easy to not have to put your logo and a heading, and it will keep everything nice and streamlined and consistent throughout your ebook, which is nice. And then I'm going to go in and put my little introduction. Hi, my name is Rachel. Now, if I can learn to write, now I'm going to spread that out so that it's all on one line. I'm just going to put it in the middle there. Now I've decided I want to put a little picture in here. So if we go up to the search tab up here, obviously we can use the photos that we looked at before, but we can also use all the other sort of graphics that Canva do provide for free. So if we search lines, that we can put in. Now I don't like that one, maybe that one. Cool. So now that we've got that, we can move that up there. And again, you can resize these as normal and also change the color. Now I want it to be the same color as my text. Just going to go ahead and change that. Now I want to put a little picture of a sun, but I can't seem to find the sun. Where would the sun be? Rather than going through all of your different options, you can also search up here. And so once you've typed that in, hit enter, and that's going to bring up a whole bunch of different options for sun. Beautiful. So there's a little picture of a sun, and put that in the middle and change the color to yellow. Now of course, if you wanted to use a different layout on another page, if I click add new page, obviously it's going to do the same thing where it will automatically transfer that background for me. But if I wanted to change it, I could always go over here and click a different layout, and that will just automatically transfer it onto there. Now once you've done that, if you don't like it, if you want to change your mind, you don't have to go through and individually delete every single section. You can always just go over here and choose a different one, and then that will automatically transfer it. Canva can do up to 27 pages, enough space to put So Canva can do up to 27 pages, which should give you plenty of space to put all of your information, your content in nicely. Now, if I wanted this sun as well to be a link, if I wanted that to also lead to my website, same deal, I can click on it, select over here, go to link, and I can go techbloke.com. And then you need to make sure that you hit enter, otherwise it won't save it, like it didn't just then. Once I hit enter, then you can see that little link button comes up. If you decide I want my introduction to be before my contents page, you can go down here and hit this little arrow, and that will move it up. So if I go to the title, and then I've got my introduction, and then my contents underneath. So that's an easy way to reorganize your pages. These images here that you can see with the grids through them, all that simply means is that that image is a piece of paid content. And if you do decide to use that image of all of these smart looking people sitting around, it will cost you $1 per piece of paid content. If you did want to change that though, of course you can just delete it. And then we've got a little image holder in there, which means that if you wanted to put a different image in, that will work just as well. So all I need to do is when it drops my image onto the canvas to just drag it into there, and it'll automatically set it just where it was. So over here in search, go to frames, and then that'll load up a whole bunch of preset sort of frame designs that you can put your own image or canvas images into. So if I go to this one here, it's going to tell me to drag a photo in here or upload my own. So I'm going to go to my uploads and I will drag that one into there, and then that one into there. And then of course, as normal, you can reposition and move that one around. Now, if you click on it, it will give you the option to reposition the photo in the frame. And then I'm just going to click yes. So all I did to do that was double click, and then I can drag this photo around to wherever I want it to be. So once that's done, we can either keep that or we can delete it. So I don't really want that page in my ebook anymore, so I'm just going to hit that delete button, and that's going to get rid of the whole page. So yeah, I hope that helped give you a sort of little introduction to how powerful Canva can be. And if you haven't used it before, I do recommend it. It can be very powerful, not only for ebooks, but for all sorts of graphic designs that you can use in your business. And it's much cheaper than, hiring a graphic designer to do it for you, for example. It's very user-friendly and it's completely free as long as you don't use the paid content. And even if you do, each piece of paid content is only $1, so it's not going to break the bank at all. So yeah, thank you again. I hope that you enjoyed this and that I gave you a little bit of insight on how to use this awesome program. Thanks.